It's astonishing how many of us get stumped by this question. It's sad how many of us get stumped by this question. Work was never meant to be it all, yet so many of us don't even think about our lives outside of work. Have we really forgotten what we are working for? Work is a means to an end, not an end in itself. Somewhere along the way, we bought into the idea of passion and loving your job. We bought into a job being a calling, and if you love your work, you will never have to work a day in your life. Bullshit, I tell you. This is only true for entrepreneurs, artists, self-employment, gig workers. Careers where you have freedom over your time, your energy, and your output. Jobs which basically you self-create. If you're not a business owner selling your own product, this notion of loving your work so you don't have to work is not applicable to you. Full stop. This means that for the vast majority of people in full-time employment, that is, you are paid a salary in exchange for your time, all of this idealistic fantasy about passion is just naive thinking. As people who are being paid for being on the clock, there will always be pressure to stay on the clock, even when you're sick, you're tired, or even exhausted. You are required to be there even when you don't feel like it. You can't leave even when you know you aren't going to do anything productive. This is reality for the vast majority of people, and not the happy fairy tale that you can do anything you want. As we continue this cycle day in, day out, somewhere along the way, we forget who we are. We forget why we signed up for this in the first place, because that's what the system rewards. It rewards numbing yourself being a robot and showing up for work every day. It rewards ignoring your body's internal signals. Desire for play, freedom, creativity, are all stifled and suppressed due to the need to be a responsible working adult. It rewards not having a life outside of work, because an employee that goes above and beyond for the company is naturally a better employee than the one that only does the bare minimum, as specified in the job description. And so, most people become sheep, heralded by our bosses, walking when we are asked to, resting when we are allowed to. We start forgetting that we have autonomy, because like a muscle, if you don't use it, you lose it. Give it a few years, and suddenly you will find yourself with Stockholm Syndrome and thanking the very people who stripped away your autonomy, because without them, you'll be left all alone in the dark, scary world. Without them, you wouldn't know how to survive in this world, because it is in their interest that you never start your own business to compete with them. Ironic, isn't it, that the people who thank are precisely the people who stripped you of your power? The imbalance in power is so extreme, yet we never really think about this properly. We are all so much closer to being fired than we think. A single personal relations crisis, a careless mistake like adding an additional zero to a client's payment, a single bad mood that causes you to argue back to your managing director. Any one of these, and with a snap of the finger, off you go. You are no longer deemed suitable for this role. HR says, please pack your things and leave. Despite knowing this could happen, so many of us don't consciously think about our lives outside of work. So many of us go through the motion of letting work take away the best years of our lives, leaving us with only scraps of our time left for ourselves. Giving employees a good life is not in the company budget, unfortunately, HR says. Maybe next year. And so, with all that said, if you get fired tomorrow, do you know who you are?